everybody, Bran here. It's been about a month, which is a long time. My apologies to the few people who watch this and also myself. But yeah, it's been a long time. Starting off with testosterone updates, since it's been a while. I've started to get used to my voice, so I'm less sure how much deeper it's actually gotten. I got sick for a week, and I didn't really notice my voice getting deeper from being sick, which is, I think, a good thing. I used to be really excited when I was sick because my voice was deeper. Actually, my dad also gets excited when he's sick because his voice is deeper. It was nice this time that, well, I didn't really care if my voice got deeper, and also that, not enjoying being sick, all in all, a good thing. Being healthy should be something you're happy about. Anyway, that's a good thing. Continuing on the voice thing, the one thing that I'm still getting used to, which is definitely a good thing, is I can talk now in situations where passing is important. It used to be when I went to the men's bathroom. Don't speak, don't speak, don't speak, don't speak. If you talk, they're gonna know. And now, if somebody's like, where are you supposed to be? And I say something, anything at all, it instantly makes them more certain that I'm in the right place. Just taking getting used to, but it's really awesome. In fact, I went up with my roommate on a trip last weekend, and we were in a restaurant, and my roommate went to the bathroom, and her boyfriend was like, yeah, that's been a while, is she okay? And I said something like, do you want me to go check on her? Because I can go to the girls' bathroom, but I really would prefer not to. And the person at the table next to me just looked at me like, that would be weird. Which means that even when it sounds like I'm saying I'm a girl, somebody over there is like, you're not. Which is amazing. So that's awesome. So yeah, testosterone updates in general. Feeling fantastic about all of that. I'm definitely very happy with how that is going. I haven't been working out as much. I sprained my wrist this week. Nah. Oh well. But I can always do that later. Yeah. Also, I feel like I should make this its own segment, so news segment. Also, this is like 2 weeks late, but Supergirl announced that they're going to have the first ever live-action transgender superhero. I have to make sure I get everything right so I actually say it correctly. She's definitely not the first transgender superhero. The Batwoman comics had a transgender superhero. And then, of course, graphic novel fans, independent artists who are trans have been making comics about trans people for ages, including comics about superheroes. But this is going to be a mainstream live-action superhero show. So that's super exciting. I'm super excited. Trans woman played by a trans female actor, which is also important. Obviously, it makes sense that this would be a trans woman since it's Supergirl, and Supergirl is intentionally a very female-dominated show. I don't know when we'll have trans men as superheroes, but it will be awesome when it happens. Okay, news update done, testosterone update done. Moving right along to the question of the week. The question of the week this week is, what are your recommendations for binders? I got asked this recently by a friend who was starting to think about wearing a binder occasionally, and so I thought I would answer it in general. I'm not the best person to ask about binders, full disclaimer. I have never worn a bra. I don't usually wear a binder. And yeah, just generally not a great... I don't have much experience wearing anything but actual shirts. So yeah, that is the first disclaimer. If you want to see somebody who see videos by people who actually wear binders. Ash Hardell is a non-binary trans person who recently had top surgery. So they're not on testosterone, but had top surgery. I know I have a fair number of non-binary friends, so if you're interested in what that experience is like, Ash has been putting up a lot of videos lately about that. The other people I've seen posting about wearing binders on YouTube are all like younger, like in high school, and still figuring things out. A second disclaimer about binders. Really nobody knows like when you shouldn't be wearing a binder. So really the answer is theoretically never. Like strapping down your chest if you don't have a reason to is not like great for your health in general, but binders are like the healthiest way we know of to do that, and if you're a trans person, probably something that you want to do, and they're not that bad. So, list of things to not do while wearing a binder. The basic ones that everybody agrees on is like, don't do heavy exercise. That's definitely one. No cardio. If you have a really bad cold, also probably not a good idea. The one time I've actually like really hurt myself wearing a binder was when I tried to stop myself from sneezing. So I haven't done like a test of if I do sneeze versus I don't sneeze, how badly do I hurt myself? Because that's not a thing I want to do to my body. I don't want to test that. But yeah, if you have a really bad cold, especially sneezing or coughing, not a great idea to wear a binder. And then most people also don't recommend wearing a binder while sleeping. That's not really like a you need to be able to not have a binder when you're sleeping. That's more of like you shouldn't be wearing a binder constantly, and when you're sleeping you probably don't care, so don't wear a binder if you can, if you have the chance. But other than that, like binders do occasionally hurt, and then you just stop wearing them until your chest stops hurting. But the alternative to wearing a binder hurts a lot more, so ace bandages are really bad. I do this thing where I have like my backpack straps in like a sort of binding way when I'm feeling dysphoric, and it's something I kind of do subconsciously or semi-consciously, and I know it's bad because it hurts, and I could just be wearing a binder and it would not hurt nearly as badly. It doesn't hurt right away, but like 3 days later, like, I can't wear a binder now either because my chest hurts. So, like, take care of yourself when you're wearing a binder. Take care of yourself all the time. If it hurts, take a break if you can. So yeah, safety. But really, like, if you want a flat chest, binders are very safe. A very good way to do it. And as long as you don't like do cardio or have a bad cold, you're probably not going to hurt yourself that badly. And take breaks. Good posture, also important. There's also a couple different types of binders, which I wanted to talk about. I only have one binder, and I'm not wearing it right now because I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this, I should turn the camera around so I can actually see what I'm showing people. Okay, so this is the binder that I own. It's a cheap binder that I got off of Amazon, off of a recommendation from my ex, shortly after it came out. My ex is also trans. And it's from an Asian company, so this is size XL. I'm not usually an XL. It looks like a tank top. And the inside, if I flip it inside out, is like this. strap thing, and then there's a set of clips, which is kind of hard to see on camera, but there's a set of clips, and they connect, and that is the part that holds your chest down. So this is the cheaper kind of binder. I don't know what the term for these really would be. They are generally not as good because the way they're clipped on one side, so it's kind of hard to get them perfectly symmetrical. And depending on the elastic, they can not expand as much as you need them to because you breathe and your chest expands. The really nice thing about these kinds of binders, though, is you can take them off fairly easily without having to like go to the bathroom or something, like take off your shirt, because you can just unclip them, and you can do that like under your shirt. It's a bit awkward, but you don't like need to take off all of your layers of clothing. You can just kind of do it in an out of way place outside. And so if you want to wear binders like occasionally, this is a nice style of binder for that. The more high quality style of binder that you would want to wear if you were going to do something long term, like if you want to bind regularly every day, or like frequently for a long period of time, is a compression shirt. So compression shirts are like very tight shirts. I don't have a compression shirt style binder right now. I would like to get one at some point. That's why I don't wear my binder regularly, because I don't have one. They are a lot harder to get on and off. Like it's a little bit fiddly to get on, but not too hard. Compression shirts, because they don't have like a clasp or anything like that, and because they're so tight, they're kind of really hard to get on. So you definitely couldn't like take one off in the middle of the day without going to the bathroom or something. And as a trans person, I generally don't like bathrooms, so I tend to avoid that. But for wearing like longer term, they're really great. That style of binder, the biggest, best known companies are GCB2 and Underworks. Those are like good binders that like are the ones that are advertised usually when people are talking about like, these are good binders that we know are good. And so yeah, that's a good place to start. The same friend who asked me for advice on binders also pointed me to a website called Shapeshifters, and they have binders that are custom made and like designed as kind of a fashion statement, but also for trans people and non-binary trans people. So that's really cool. I will try and find a link and put that in the description. So yeah, that's my advice-ish on binders. I don't wear a binder that frequently because I haven't invested in a good one, because I am bad at getting myself to spend money on things, which is a really weird thing to be bad at. And also because I'm kind of claustrophobic. I find that when I put on a binder, either I'm fine or I'm not fine, and like it's kind of 50-50. Being claustrophobic, like feeling constrained in my chest area is like the same thing as being in a tight space. It's like, it's a super tight space, right? But that's just me. And I think if I didn't also know that I had a binder that isn't designed for like regular long-term use, that would probably not be as big a problem. Yeah. While we're on the topic of gender-affirming clothing, I wanted to also mention swim shirts. So, one of the first indications that looking back that I had that I was trans, is that I hated swimming. I don't know how to swim because I refuse to wear a women's swimsuit or a girl's swimsuit. Like, straight up refuse. My roommate recently asked me if I wear women's swimsuits because, like, I do have a chest and I can't go out. I wouldn't go to a pool shirtless. Like, no, of course I would not wear a women's swimsuit. I hate those things so much. But there is a solution. Um, these aren't binding, but I think you can find those. But there are these things called swim shirts or rash guards, which recently started becoming popular. They're good if you're like non-binary and just don't want to be wearing like a very feminine swimsuit. It's a shirt, and it's the same material that you make swimsuits out of, so it's like perfect for swimming. Um, and yeah, these are amazing. Like I will actually, well, I'd have to find a swimming pool in time, somebody to teach me, but I would actually be willing to like wear a swimsuit now. So that's awesome. Yeah, that is it for this week. If you have any questions for me about anything whatsoever, trans related, or queer related, or ace related, or like fashion advice from somebody who's as bad at fashion as me, feel free to ask them. I would love to answer them. And yeah, bye!